Hi everyone, this is Neel, Raithatha, consultant, audiologist and director of ClearWax. Thank you for joining me in my latest video using the WAXscope, and this is the new size 1 teardrop specula. So far I've only been uploading videos with the size 2, so we've been just making a few amendments with our injection mold tool with the size 1. So I had some samples come through. We've got a little bit more adjustment to make on both, but we're nearly there. I don't want to rush it. So I'm really excited for this one. So this patient actually saw a colleague of mine locally, and they really struggled to even get access into the ear because the ear is really narrow, and the consistency of this wax, it's almost like chewing gum. It's really stretchy, and it was really narrow. And I thought, well, perfect to try the size 1 specula. They've got quite a bendy ear canal as well as being narrow, quite hairy, and it's also inclined. Now, adult ear canals, on average, there's an inclination of around 32 degrees. So we do have that upwards trajectory of the ear canal. But I would say this patient, I'm going to get my protractor out, but I would say it's about 45 degrees. It was quite a steep incline. And obviously we're not aware of that until, we start removing this wax and skin. So you can see it's really sticky, really narrow. So even with the size 1 specula, the smallest one, we couldn't, ideally I would want to get the left hand side of the specula past the cartilage on the left hand side, the second bend, just to dilate it, but it's just too narrow. And this is, so the width of the teardrop specula, and probably with the size 1 you've got more of an appreciation of the shape of it. So the southern hemisphere is circular, and top hemisphere, it's a bit more elongated and tapered, so it gives you the teardrop shape. So the width, the internal diameter is 3.5 millimeters, and from the top to bottom to the height, shade over 4 millimeters. And it kind of better resembles the normal anatomy of the ear, but there's a specific reason why we've done it with the WAXscope, and I'll explain that in a moment. Now, there is another type of specula on the market called a Gruber specula, where it's got this kind of tapered top, but also bottom. Now, I purposely didn't do that for the WAXscope because I just want to make the specula as streamlined as possible. If I made the base of it elongated as well, then the height might be too much to get into the ear. And the way you use the WAXscope, there's no additional benefit of tapering the southern hemisphere, so I'm happy to keep that as a semicircle, because with the WAXscope you are going higher up as opposed to lower down, so having that increased width at the base is not gonna it's going to be non-beneficial for the procedure, so there's no point having it. Now, why have we got that teardrop shape? Other than it's mimicking the shape of the ear canal a bit better. So you can see around 2 o'clock on the right hand side of the specula, and say 10 o'clock on the left hand side, that's when it starts to narrow in. So if it's fully circular, at 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock the specula will be a bit wider, broader, which means that probably in some ears it may not be able to enter really narrow ears. So having it tapered at the top, because the ear canal does have that shape anyway, so I'm able to get into narrow ears better. But also it's crucial when you have a camera system like the WAXscope, where the camera is aligned to be right in the middle of the specula. Imagine the specula was fully circle. That would mean that the instrument would pass through at a lower angle, and it will actually block the camera. Now, there's a lot of camera devices on the market, and you will see that exact flaw. You can see the wax without the instrument, no problem. As soon as you insert the instrument, because the instrument is lower, because it has to go through the center of the specula, you don't have that space that I've got at the top. So you can imagine, so the angle of the instrument's like that with the WAXscope, but with a normal circular specula, it's going to be more horizontal. So the back end of the instrument obstructs the camera. So you get this really weird distortion of the instrument, but it also blocks the view of the wax. So when we first developed the WAXscope, it was circular, but at the top of the roof, we had a slot, and the slot was allowing the instrument to come down and into the ear from a higher angle. So when you have a slot in the specular, there's a certain way of inserting it into the ear. Sometimes you can get loads of hairs as well at the roof which enter the slot. As soon as you put the instrument in, it pushes them away. But if you're just examining the ear, the hairs can become a bit obstructive. And not only do you have to insert the specula into the ear in a specific way, you also have to use the instruments in a specific way. So obviously I'm always trying to improve the products. So I took the slot away, which means that specialists can insert the specula into the ear as they would a normal specula. So there's no training as such involved. You just got to make sure that that teardrop, the top bit, is at 12 o'clock when you enter it, which should be simple enough. And you still got to put the instrument at a higher angle, but you've got that space now at the top because of the teardrop design, which means it's not going to block the camera, and you can see the wax and also the instrument at the same time. And you've got a bit more flexibility as well. So when you had the slot, you had to position the suction tip in a very certain position so it goes to the slot. With this, you've got a bit more range at the top. Now, when I'm training people with the WAXscope, and even with the endoscope, I hold the suction tip in a certain way, which I feel is really, really good. My technique has evolved over the years. Now, when I was using the suction tips that are available in the UK, I wasn't able to hold it like I'm now holding it with my own design of suction tips and handles because of the length, the way the handle was designed, where the grips were. You would have to hold your hand a bit lower down on the handle because that's where all the grips were, which means it's much more harder to get a brace. So when I designed the right ear canal suction tips and handles, you're able to hold it. You can hold it multiple ways because you attach this with the UK normal suction tips, the steel tube, what you're seeing on screen now, it's bonded to the handle. So you hold the handle dependent upon the way and the angulation the suction steel tube is pre-bonded. So with the right ear canal suction tip, the suction tips are separate, they're not pre-bonded to the handle, so you actually attach it. And you've got different sizes, and you can attach it to the handle in different ways to suit your grip. So I've got a particular grip which I think is just perfect now, and I use it for the endoscope as I use it for, and I try to revert back to my normal grip, and I really struggled because obviously I'm just wide now, but the grip I've got, I think it's really good. It's the best grip because not only have I got a brace with my WAXscope or endoscope, I've also now easily got a brace with the instrument. So if you were trying to get a brace with the previous suction tips that I used to use, it's still possible, but then your wrist becomes kind of contorted and it's a lot more difficult. This is so natural now. So I'll just go back to the procedure. I've removed all that lateral wax. You can see we used 4 steps. I used the correct, I used the pick. And this is, again, a really narrow ear, and we're using a really small specula. I'll put an image up next week of the size 1 and size 2, but it's really narrow. And at the beginning of the procedure, that suction tip only just fitted into the ear, and that's after I stretched it open with the specula. And the suction tip is 2 millimeters. So an average width of an ear canal, I would say it's about 5 to 7 millimeters, and the average height 7 to 9 millimeters. So the fact that the suction tip only just fits at the entrance of the ear, I would say this patient's ear canal width is about 3 millimeters. The height, we know it's about 4 millimeters, or maybe 5, because the specula is just about fitting. So I'm now just retrieving this darker wax. Now there is a lot of hairs here. Now these hairs are a bit deeper in the ear. So when I finally view the eardrum, they'll probably slightly be obscuring the view, but that's because, as I said, this hairs are a bit deeper than usual, and I can't fully insert this specula in. We can now, if you designed a smaller specula, it may be able to go in, but you just wouldn't be able to use instruments because the view will be completely blocked. So for procedures, they have to be a certain size. We do have pediatric specula, which is about 2.75 millimeters, but you just really couldn't perform procedures with that. But that's the eardrum. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well.